Obviously, G2 has been struggling, and now it's all about Faze versus Optic. Ladies and gentlemen, get hyped up as we are going into our first map, Oddball on Recharge. You have the shock rifle, you have the sword, you have the repulsor and the grapple, starting things off with the man of the tournament so far. It's Lucid on Optic.
The crowd is packed, we're locked, we're loaded, and we're gonna get into this one. The green wall in the crowd, we've got FaZe Clan fans in the crowd. I can't wait for this one. We'll see whether it's going to be a spectacle as Lucid, starting things off, is able to grab the camouflage, and he just wants to get a little bit sneaky now. And he's got the Mangler. This could be a big play from him.
Yeah, scary sight for FaZe fans as Lucid, one of the best players in the game, has this disgusting combination. The Mangler with the camouflage now slowly moving around the map. Spots bound, one shot, able to get away though as Snipe Down takes down Pistola. This camo still in the hands of Lucid, just trying to play sneaky, and there we go. The camo will run out, but Mangler still in his hand.
So I think even though he had the camouflage, all three of his teammates died, but he drops the weapon, gets the faster animation, doesn't quite get the double kill. Unfortunately, a member of FaZe there to shut him down. But in the early stages, blow for blow, we've not seen too many seconds on the board here. The ball hasn't been able to put into one of those situations where you can get a real solid setup.
Nice double kill there for a APG with that sword. Such a powerful weapon, especially on a map like Recharge. So many corners, so many little rooms that you could be disgusting plays can be made with that sword, as APG doing it all, grabbing that ball, moving it over towards Pipes.
So just to focus on those stats that I was talking about before we got into this series as well. In online qualifiers, Recharge, Oddball, Optic, they won 6 games, they lost 2 games. We've seen them win it once as well already this tournament. On the other side for FaZe Clan, we've seen them lose this game type already in this tournament. So naturally, you tend to think this is going to be a game for Optic Gaming, but right now, this is so close. This is so tense. It's going to come down to just several kills to allow one of these setups to finally break through.
That ball is down near that turbine pipes area. Neither team really able to get any sort of definitive control so far as Bound able to take down APG. And Dan, Bound is going to be a player that I'm going to be keeping my eye on this whole series. He really needs to step up if FaZe wants to win. A
lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Bound to be playing for such an incredible organization at a LAN for the first time as well. The face reveal has finally happened for Bound, but certainly has impressed so far, but now needs to just go up one extra notch. Pistola has managed to find the camouflage here. We saw some statistics for him as well. He has been slaying out so far. The confidence is oozing through him right now.
Both camouflage so far this game have gone in the favor of Optic Gaming. We saw Lucid earlier, now Pistola, one of the historic players in the Halo franchise here on such a dynastic organization as Optic Gaming, but he gets repulsed off of the map. Falcated saying bye-bye camo.
See you later, friend. Lucid trying to track down this ball, but Boo Boo Doo being a little bit sneaky right now, but great play from Lucid to recognize, had to help the teammate there, and they are really reacting to callouts very successfully. You can see how quickly he's turning from one player to another, and Pistola is there to get the finish on that one as well. Optic are really flowing well. They haven't got that much ball time to show for it, but now maybe they're starting to put a little bit more on the board here.
Yeah, the first sort of setup we've seen all game long. Looking at that scoreboard, it is still very close, 40-29. And keep in mind, guys, for those watching at home and in the crowd, 2 rounds in Oddball, 5 minutes per round. So not much time on the board. You're going to need to get the lead, and you're going to need to hold it as APG goes down to Boo Boo, takes down Boo Boo Doo, excuse me, 43-29. His team is in the lead currently.
That's a nice present. A little sword to get as a reward for getting the kill, and APG with the reversal. Perfect. Does make it. Oh, what's happening? How has that just happened? Doesn't get the slice with a sword. Bound turning up and getting a very important kill.
And Bound is the player I said I'm going to be looking out for, and so far so good, making the vital plays when it matters most. That could have been very dangerous for FaZe, but so now it's been neutralized and back to a level playing ground.
Shock rifle can be so deadly on this map. You heard what Snipe Down was saying in the interview prior to this game and this series showing up. If you've got it in the hands of someone who can hit those headshots consistently, it can really turn a game in your favor. But still, only 43-29. Not too much ball time for either side right now in this first round. We haven't seen a solid setup. It's been very messy. It's been very back and forth, which would suggest this is quite a close encounter between these two teams.
Oh yeah, just looking at that scoreboard, right? We're all tied up, 43 seconds apiece, as Bound still has that shock rifle now hopping on board with Falcated as he goes down. Trippy pushing that turbine area. APG gets one for himself, so 2 members fall, make that 3 for Optic. as Trippy here now. Back elevator trying to find Bound, and Bound is expecting, but Trippy still gets the better of that engagement, taking down Bound. That's a big kill.
Trippy had to get that kill, otherwise that could have been a setup for Faze, that could have been even more ball time, but Boo recognizing where Trippy was, moving that ball away from him, just picking up a little bit more scrappy time, and now retreating, trying to get into an area where he can feed information to the rest of the team, but will go down.
Nice shots there with that Commando killing spree, Guardian Angel, all kinds of medals showing up on Trippy's screen. He has been playing outstanding all weekend long as he's looking to try to take this Optic roster to its LAN championship. We've seen them win a bunch of those online tournaments, but this Raleigh event is a totally different monster. So much money on the line, so many eyes on this tournament right now. And APG, nice kill on Falcated, taking control of Turbine once again.
Yeah, just a brief history lesson if you didn't watch the online qualifiers. Optic won the first two, weren't able to do it in the final and remaining one here for Raleigh. As for FaZe, well, they started a little bit rocky because Snipedown had, let's say, duties elsewhere in the first tournament, but then they got better and better, finishing third in the final qualifier, and they find themselves here today. Technically now 7th seed because of the performance they had in pool play, but if they can turn up, if they can take some maps here of Optic, I'm sure that will give them such utter confidence.
Dan, we only basically have 1 minute left in this game, 1 minute and 15 to be exact, and 74-47. Optic does have a comfortable lead right now as Lucid once again with the camo, but he does go down. Did he burn it? Yes, he did. So that camo is off the map currently.
Very important, I would say, as there's the sword once again playing its part. It's in the hands of the Sneaky Beaver himself, Pistola, but big grenades coming through. And now Optic Gaming will reset this ball. So at the very least, they got the time, they got the ball back into a vulnerable position, and now FaZe Clan with 1 minute left have to try and work out how they're going to be able to slay the Optic roster and get this ball.
Snipe down, trying to take down his former teammate Pistola, but he's such a hard kill, notorious for his wizardry. Manages to stay alive in the most scariest of moments. Pistola does go down though. Looking at the scoreboard though, only 13 seconds left to go for Optic to take this round 1 win in Oddball.
I'm certain that FaZe know that they need to move towards that ball with 30 seconds remaining, but they are not getting scared. They are not just jumping aimlessly into the middle. Instead, they're trying to find the perfect time, but it's instead Optic who get a touch on the ball. They move it slightly towards the turbine area, which could benefit FaZe if they're in a position to grab it. But 20 seconds, all Optic need to do now is slay out. They do not need to touch the ball, and they would win this round.
Yeah, great situation to be in if you're on Optic Gaming right now. A great way to start off this series. They've already taken down one of the top teams in this tournament, Sentinels in the winner's bracket, now looking to take down FaZe in this game number 1. And of course, the entire series, 2 members fall for FaZe, and this is going to be round 1 win for Optic.
Round 1 going to Optic. They recognize they didn't need to pick up the ball. Instead, they set up around it, and FaZe Clan not able to get into a vicinity where they could pick it up. And there was, I'm going to be honest, a lack of setups on both sides when it came to the Oddball, but it was a little bit messy, a little bit back and forth, but it was Optic who came out on top when it came to the slays, and that's why they were rewarded with the time they were able to achieve.
Yeah, and you tend to see that a lot with some of these, the upper echelon of teams. It's really hard to hold a setup because all the players on the map are so skilled at breaking setups. You got to be scrappy with your time here as we're on that second round of this Oddball matchup on board Pistola. One shot, trying to stay alive. 2 members fall. He gets 2 assists. It's a good opportunity for him to try to pick up this camouflage. And yes, he does. Camouflage in the hands of I got your Pistola.
This camouflage can be so influential as well. It could break a setup. It can help you try and get a setup. Bound knows that, so Bound denies Pistola to escape. But Trippy's there to clean up the pieces. And when you look at the scoreboard, Trippy has been putting so much objective work in right now for this squad. But Optic Gaming find themselves 2 players down. FaZe also in the same situation. A lot of trades going across the board right now, but no real ball time being found apart from the initial 19 seconds.
Lucid takes down Bound, trying to get some quick ball time, but does get taken down. Trippy is right there. See if he goes for that sword as APG has the ball, trying to move back blue ramp. Trippy does go for the sword, unfortunately leaving APG by himself and gets taken down with the balls. Let's see if that play by Trippy ends up paying off. He does have the sword.
Very dangerous sometimes to go for the sword. Boo recognizing that he can get the job done, but now the sword does come into play, and Trippy knows there is danger nearby. His spider sense is somewhat tingling. Falcated is in the horizon and actually trying to go for it, but Trippy does manage to get the slice in the end.
See that play Falcated did? He shot the grenade on the ground to try to get damage on the sword player. Unfortunately, he's still getting sliced and diced by Trippy. This isn't his first rodeo.
Hail Mary, bound from a distance, take it down, it's a double, it could be a triple here for Trippy! That's why it's his by name, by nature, not able to make it an over, as Snipe Down on the other side of things, hits the double, gets the sword as a reward, but is just desperately trying to stay alive.
Trippy has been playing outstanding all weekend long. Dan, you're talking about his ball time in this round. In that first round, he was leading the team in slays. He's been making plays all weekend long. Trippy looking to win this tournament.
Trippy seems to be doing everything right now, and FaZe need to recognize that. They need to shut him down, but as well as Trippy, Lucid also with the perfect. These two have been phenomenal. Ever since the start of Halo Infinite, they have raised the bar, in my opinion, for pro play in Halo Infinite. We've just seen them do all sorts with utility, with the weapons, and they really have set that bar.
And what better two teammates to have than Pistola and APG, the perfect all-around Halo players to complement players like Trippy and Lucid, just nasty gun skill all around on this roster. FaZe is really going to need to step up right now and turn this around if they want to try to have a chance of coming back in this game number one.
There was 3 dead for FaZe, but the final member, I think it was Snipe Down, just waiting for the respawn, recognizing they had to wait, they have to be patient, they have to allow Optic to get a little chunk of time here before they make their move, but they're going to be pushing into Trippy, who does have a shock rifle. Nice little pinch, but on the other side, Lucid has a Mangler as well. All these weapons that you can find throughout Halo Infinite that can make such a big influence, they are always in the hands of the likes of Lucid and Trippy.
Oh my God, Lucid, you are an absolute beast, able to repulse his way out of that scenario. I don't know how Lucid's alive, but now he's getting kills on the board. Boo Boo Doo goes down, and Lucid completely fooling this FaZe roster.
The movement we're seeing from Lucid right now, he's putting on a show and demonstrating just what you could do in Halo Infinite. It may just be an assist that he gets there, but it was enough that could be a very influential kill as more ball time could be found. It's just been reset, but once again, it's Pistola getting in the mix, getting that ball and putting it into a position which makes it very difficult for FaZe to try and grab.
Nice damage being done here by Lucid and that Mangler, trying to chase down Falcator, and ends up paying with his life right there. A little bit too eager to try to get that kill, and he goes down.
Still 2 minutes left, so plenty of time for FaZe to get back into this one. But in this round, they are being outslayed. Just 3 kills at the moment in this round for Boo Boo Doo Boo. There's the sword again, and it really has made a difference in this game type. Very difficult to try and escape those close quarter encounters when it is a sword coming towards you. Boo Boo misses a couple. APG turns around and gives him the wiggles. And APG saying, you know what, I don't care if you've got a shock rifle. I'll allow my team to get some more ball time.
And that's the thing about the shock rifle, Dan. The rate of fire is really slow. So you saw him trying to go for 2 shots right there and ends up paying for his life as Snipe Down goes down as well to Lucid. He has that Needler in hand. What's he about to do with this thing?
This is the thing. Every weapon in Halo Infinite, it can count if you put it in the right place, if you put it in the right hands. And if anyone's going to have it, I think Lucid's going to be picking it up. And at the moment, we'll switch over to the battle rifle as they're just trying to keep FaZe at bay because more time is being built up here. They're up to 80 points. They are close to closing out this game.
Yeah, a dominating performance so far to start this series by Optic Gaming. Falcated able to get that kill with the commando on Ola, and he's going to need to go off along with his teammates if they're going to want to bring this game back, but it's not looking good right now, Dan.
Not looking good at all, but there is always a chance. There's always the if, what, and maybe, but at the moment, Falcated just trying to stay alive, but not able to do so. Snipe Down will at least clean up, drops that ball to do so. Great objective and slaying work from him. And now, this is where you have to have just a pretty much perfect setup, because one break here for Optic Gaming, you'd imagine they'd be able to get enough points to win this map.
Yeah, no room for error for FaZe, and as we say that, Optic's already on the hunt. Nice insta-splode out of APG, and Ola gets a kill for himself as well, as only 8 seconds remain, as Optic Gaming will go up 1-0 in the series.
FaZe had the ball, but Optic walked in. Trippy said, thank you very much, we'll take those seconds. Optic Gaming take the lead here in the winners bracket quarterfinals. FaZe, they just couldn't keep up with the sheer slaying power of the green wall.
Yeah, a very impressive performance there. And that's what we expect, right, out of Optic. Haven't dropped a map all tournament, ladies and gentlemen. They are undefeated and continuing that streak so far.
It was just the way that they played that map. I know that, especially in the first round, they weren't really able to get one of the stronger, more desirable setups in Oddball, maybe towards that yellow area or the red area, whichever you want to call it. But when they did get the ball, it was how they slayed around it, how they moved